everyone, and welcome to Long's Toys. I have a Shuriken Sentai Ninninger review for you today. This is the Premium Bandai Kyuemon, Youkai, Shuriken, and Hammer set. Definitely winding down here with Ninninger, and I think it's Joe Yuger? Not 100% on the pronunciation there. Scans for that kind of stuff is coming out, and it's exciting time getting ready for the new Sentai, but still a couple Ninninger things to take a look at here. So as you can see, it's a very nice, streamlined kind of black box with the kind of mask of Kyuemon here, and then a little bit of a purple drawstring. This is not three-dimensional, although it kind of looks it because they did a nice job with it. Top of the box here, I should say, this is kind of meant to look like an actual box. So if this was the lid of the box, you can see here, this is a fake lid that you can take off, which is, I think it's a really nice touch. Premium Bandai packaging is usually pretty great. So I think they did a nice job with that on all four sides. Taking a look at the back, very plain, just the kind of warning labels and specifications stuff, tells you the batteries it takes and that kind of stuff. So nothing too exciting there, but I have to say I do think that it's a nice job with the box, making it look like it's an actual box that opens with a drawstring on top. So we'll go ahead, we'll open the box, we'll get the toy out, and we'll take a closer look. Alright, so these are the two things you get in the set. You get the hammer, which I have to say, very nice paint. They did a great job here, a lot of molded in detail, painted very nice. It has the two kind of little balls on the chain to make the kind of sound like when she, I guess actually Kyuemon's a he. For some reason it always looks like a girl to me, but in any case, I think it's the voice. In any case, when he uses this to make the monster, the yokai monster, grow large, so those do hang down. This is where you attach the shuriken. There's a little trigger right here. This itself does not have any electronics in it. It just works with the shuriken. So there's no batteries for this piece. There's no lights or sounds or anything that come from this. It all comes from the shuriken. But it's really just a nice ornamental piece. Definitely nicely painted. Looks pretty good. I really like the detail on both sides here. I think they did a good job with that. But I'm going to put that off to the side for a second. We'll take a look at the shuriken here. Now, as you can see, it's very similar to the Goton shuriken that the Ninninjers use with the 5 different elements. It's kind of like a retool / repaint of that. And I'll get a little bit closer here. Now, I can't remember. I think I start on... yeah. Basically, it goes through each of the 5 Japanese consonants, which are the same as our not consonants, vowels. Hello. It's the same as our vowels, but if you know anything about their alphabet, there's A, I, U, E, and O, which are the kind of the 5 sounds from their vowels. So you have A, which we just heard. And I think it's kind of funny that the little monster face, the mouth is kind of formed how it would be if it was making the sound. So it's kind of fun just to clip through those things. But basically how it works is each one of these makes 2 different phrases per face. So I'll go back to A. And then you can press the button on the back. So that's the 2 phrases for this one. And this is just a sticker. There's no lights here. It's just sounds. That's just kind of an explosion sound. So then we're back around to the front. Definitely a lot of phrases in here, which I think is pretty neat. You get 10 phrases total, plus the sound it makes as you switch each one. The other thing you can do, which we'll take a look at, if you hold the button down... That didn't work that time. And basically that's the kind of the sound of the balls on the chains rattling. So if you bring this in and you go ahead and clip this on, it doesn't really make any sounds when you clip it on. Again, this is pretty much ornamental, but it's just meant to work together, and I'll try to zoom out here and get a little bit closer. So on the show, what he would kind of do is attach this and then pick something to make the monster grow, and then he would kind of shake this and it would make the sound of that rattling. So if you hold the button down and you time it right, it kind of makes it like you're shaking this and it's making that sound. So that's kind of neat. Like I said, the hammer is not really necessary. Most of all the sounds come out of the Shuriken, but I definitely think it's a nice combo. And I mean, of course, some lights or something would have been nice, but it didn't really make sense for the show because this is exactly how Kyuemon would use it. He would plug this onto the back. He would, then he would just go like that forward. It would make that sound that, when you hold the trigger down, it makes that sound. And then the monster would grow large, and then they would have to fight it in the mecha. So while it does seem like this doesn't have a whole lot of functionality, it has the functionality that makes sense in my opinion, because on the show, this didn't do a whole lot. He didn't really use it to fight. He really just used it to make the monsters grow large. So you get a ton of phrases out of this, which is nice. I mean, yeah, some lights in the Shuriken itself, would have been cool, but I understand why it didn't. And then I really liked the sound effect of holding this down. And it'll continue to make that sound as long as you hold the trigger down. Now, if you just press the trigger once, it's going to be just like how I was just showing you the Shuriken. It's just going to make the phrases. And that's because literally, if you want to take it off, there's a button under here. And that'll just pop it right off for you. When you hit the trigger, all you're doing is making that button pop out, as you can see there. So all that's doing is cycling through the sounds like I showed you earlier. So there's not really a lot of extra playability by adding it to the Shuriken, as far as no new sounds come out of it when you're, putting it on the hammer. But it's just like the playability of how it worked on the show. We'll take a quick look at how this has any functionality connecting to the Ichibanto. So just taking a look real quick, as you can probably guess, this doesn't really have any functionality with the Ichibanto. You can go ahead and plug it in. It's just going to continue to cycle through the phrases. So as you can see, the phrases don't really line up, and hitting this just presses the button in the bottom, so it's just going to cycle through the phrases, and it doesn't really make any sense. So overall, I think it's a nice set. We didn't get a lot of villain stuff for Ninninger, certainly not like we did with Drive, with the Break Gunner and the Viral Cores and stuff. So it was nice to get something for the villains, and like I said, I definitely think it's a nice set. I love the Shuriken. The color scheme is great. All the sounds and phrases in it are great. The hammer's, a little bit to be desired just because it doesn't really do anything. I think it looks fantastic. The detail on it is nice. The paint scheme is nice and sharp. I love that the balls at the top, shake, and it makes the sound of them kind of, that like faint but haunting kind of shaking sound that is made when he uses to make the monsters grow large. So all of that is awesome. I don't know if it's worth the premium Bandai price. I understand that it had to be premium Bandai because it's a little niche and a little obscure, and if they released it in the normal line, it probably wouldn't have sold very well. I think this was limited to 4,000 pieces or something like that, so I don't know if that means it's going to be hard to find on the secondary market, or if it's, maybe they made 4,000, but there wasn't very much of a demand. So I don't know. That's only time will tell with that. I don't know if this is necessarily worth the full premium Bandai price to me. I mean, I would love to get it a little cheaper, obviously, but I just, I mean, with all premium Bandai stuff, it's a little bit more than you'd like to pay because it's a limited run. But like I said, overall, I like it. The box is a really nice design. The aesthetic is great. The Shuriken has a lot of great sounds. I mean, it would have been nice to see more, but I understand why it didn't because it matches the playability of the show. So taking all that into consideration, I think it's a nice set. If you could find it cheaper on Mandarake or something like that, I would definitely say pick it up if you're a Ninninger fan. But then again, a lot of people aren't. So your mileage is definitely going to vary. But overall, I think it's a decent set. Just maybe if you could get it for a little bit cheaper, then you'd really get your money's worth. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'd love to hear for your thoughts on this, your opinions and everything. Please like and share this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you've enjoyed this look at the Kyuemon... I'm going to forget the name now. Kyuemon, Youkai, Shuriken, and Hammer set from Shuriken Sentai Ninninger. Nailed it. Alright, thank you very much for watching.